Hey everyone, so we finally hit 5k subscribers, well 5.4k to be precise, so thank you for everyone who's done that. Sorry I'm late, but here's the reward. Let's get straight into it. As you probably already guessed, you will need Adobe After Effects for this tutorial, so download the pack in the description and let's get to it. So once you have the footage imported into After Effects, we're going to track the footage real quick. First, make a null object, go Layer, Null Object. We're going to go to Animation, Track Motion. Now go to the point where you want to start tracking the footage. In my case, it's where the Ultimatrix lights up, because I will have a better track point. Mark your search area and start tracking forward. If your footage is in 4K, it's going to be very slow, so what you can do is just narrow the search area if possible. Now for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to track it for roughly 5 seconds. Once that's done, make sure the target is your null object and click apply. Next, we're going to make a new adjustment layer by going Layer, New Adjustment Layer. And from here, we're going to grab the pen tool and draw a rough mask around the points that you want to change the color. So for me, it's the green glow basically. Next, I'm going to feather it a little bit, just to see what we're working with. Then I'm going to go Effects and Presets and type up Change to Color. Now drop that on your adjustment layer. Set the From color to a green color. You can mark it with your footage, or you can just simply set it. Change the To color to red. You can adjust your settings a little bit if need be. And then just play with the tolerance settings until you get something you like. You may have to play with it a little bit and play with your feathering settings. So press F to bring up the feather properties. Next, I'm going to add a curve to the original footage and just adjust it slightly with the RGB channel, and then I'm going to adjust the red and green channels to make it look a little bit more like it's a red glow instead of a green glow. Now for me, I just wanted my tracking point to be when the Ultimatrix had lit up, because it wouldn't throw the tracker off as much. So I'm just going to hand animate the mask path of the part where the Ultimatrix is not lit up. You can do this by hitting M, clicking the keyframe button, and just hand animating the path of the mask. Now the next step, grab the hologram from the pack and drag it into your clip. Now yes, I do always put my name on there now because of certain people.
This is the thief.
Stealing my work all of the time.
So this is how the thief got in.
So from now on, when I do things like that, I'm just going to add my little tag, just like Azimuth does on the Omnitrix basically. Now just scale your hologram a little bit and move it to where you want it. Some people might want it a bit above, some people might want it sitting directly on the hourglass face, and parent it with your null object. Next, grab the flare and drag it into your comp. Again, there's my tag, that's just there so people can identify me. Just make a rough mask and cut that out. Make a mask, set the transfer mode to screen, and set the mask to subtract. And feather it out a little bit. Now move the hologram to where you need it. And there is a little bit of a line, but we can fix this by grabbing the pen tool and just drawing a mask around the rough part where we want the light to be, and just feathering it and adjusting that a little bit. So pressing F and playing with the feather settings just a little bit. Now we're going to pre-compose these two layers and fix this blackness by setting the collapse transformations. Now to animate the projection of the hologram, now to hand animate this, go to the part where you want it, click S and P and add the keyframes for those two properties. Go back to where you want it to start and scale it down to 1 so we can see what we're working with still. Now click P for position and move it to where we want it to start. After that, we're going to change the scale to 0 at the beginning keyframe and highlight both of your keyframes for the position and scale and set it to easy ease. You can adjust these if need be. Now let's take a little preview of our work. and it looks amazing. Now guys, I always tell my supporters, don't limit yourself when doing effects like this. You can be as creative as possible. So you could do the same thing for a Ben 10 jacket, his hair, everything like that. So I'm just going to show you another example of what you can do with this method.
Wow, that's...
If I were to drop in a picture of Ben, I could do the same thing by creating an adjustment layer and adding this effect, change to color. Again, set the 2 to the green color, and already you can see that it's working.
Wow, that looks awesome.
Change the 2 color to red, and that already looks good. Play with your settings again, and as you can see, it makes his whole body red. So what we're gonna do the same thing as we did before. Draw a mask around the jacket and feather it out a little bit. Now again, don't limit yourself. We can take this a step further by creating another adjustment layer, masking out his hair, but this time I'm gonna add CC toner, just to give me a bit more control over the mid-tones and dark tones. Change the mid-tones to white, and that already looks good, a grey colour. Now we can just adjust the shadows a little bit to make it pop a little bit more. Feather this mask to make it look a bit better, and check it out. We've created albedo basically. So guys, don't limit yourself. We can take this another step further and make his eyes red. So create another adjustment layer and mask out the rough outline of his eyes. Feather them out a little bit, and we'll add curves this time and change it to red. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you for 5k subscribers, that's amazing. It's growing every single day. I appreciate every single one of you supporters. Again, I'd like to leave you with this last note. Don't limit yourself when doing these effects. Be as creative as possible. There's no right way and no wrong way to do this. It is an artwork. You are an artist, a visual effects artist. Be yourself, be creative as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.